Hi, I'm Glenn. Welcome to my next project. Today I'm going to be cleaning out this dryer vent. Now, right now the dryer has this aluminum tube that goes from the back of the dryer over to behind the washer here, and then it sticks onto the main vent that goes through the floor, makes a 90-degree turn, and then goes about 12 feet that direction to the exterior of the house, and from there it vents out to the air. I like to do this about once a year because if not, it gathers lint, and when the lint builds up, it makes the dryer less efficient, and it also increases the chance of a fire because that lint can catch on fire and that could be a bad thing. So when I first went to clean this several years ago, this vent tube, I looked at the brushes that you can buy to do that. It's a round brush about this big around, pretty thin, and it's on a 5 or 6 foot long fiberglass pole. And if you have to go further than, let's say, 6 feet, you need to buy an extension. And I determined it was going to be about $90 to $100 to buy what I needed for this, to use it for like 5 minutes once a year. So I decided to be clever and see what I could do with things that I had around the house. And I found the perfect thing that cost me nothing, and I use it every year and it does a great job. All right, to do this job, you don't have to buy anything. You probably have everything laying around your house anyways. If not, it won't cost very much. And in fact, the next time you go grocery shopping, you might get one of the items for free. Tools needed for this project: a terry cloth hand towel, nylon twine, and a t-shirt bag. You need a plastic shopping bag. They're called t-shirt bags. It's the thin plastic one-time use bags that have a handle. If you don't have these, I imagine some other garbage bag would work. You just want to have some way to tie a string onto it, because that is the next thing you need, is some strong string. Now this is nylon and it's so strong I cannot break it. But if you feel more comfortable with something like paracord, by all means. You just don't want it too heavy, because in case you haven't figured it out yet, what you're going to do is you're going to blow your parachute through the tube. It's going to take the string with it, and at the end of the string is going to be a regular hand towel, just a terry cloth hand towel. I suggest you don't use your wife's good ones. I'm not using this one, dear. It's sitting over here just as an example. What I am using, though, is an old, grungy towel. I think it was a bath towel that got ripped to be used as a rag, and it's about the same size as a hand towel. You might want to experiment with how big, because the whole idea is you're going to use your dryer vent tube to blow air into the duct that's going to blow this plastic bag through the whole tube and out the other end. You're going to retrieve it, pull the string, you pull this through, and you need to be able to get it all the way through. You don't want the string to break, you don't want it to get stuck. So you're better off erring on the size of too small than too big, but at the same time you want it to rub on all the sides so it can get the lint off. Now, I use this one and it works great. I run it through 3 or 4 times, basically until I don't get any more lint coming out. Now I'm going to show you in just a minute how I do it, what you need to do. The tools, or the items that you need, once again, are the plastic bag, the twine, and the towel. But there's some other things you might want. For example, when you pull your dryer back away from the wall, it might be dusty and dirty and linty back there. So I always take that time to clean out the whole area. I get my vacuum cleaner, I get a damp towel and clean off the baseboards and all that lint around there, because I don't like working in a dirty environment. It just makes it more difficult. You track it all over, it gets on your hands, the lint is slippery, it'll track it out all over the house. Plus I'm doing a lot of climbing over the dryer, getting in and out to when I go retrieve the bag and the rag, and I don't want to slip or track the dust around. So vacuum cleaner, damp towel, most important thing, a runner. Get another person if you can. A small child will be fine. All they need to do is run around to where the dryer vent comes out, pull the string out, pull the rag out, bring it all back to you. You put the bag in, the string, you put the dryer tube on it, it blows it out, you stuff the towel down, and then your runner pulls that out, and you can do it 2 or 3 or 4 times until it comes out clean. And that's all there is to it in a nutshell. Now watch and I'll show you how I do it. One thing fun about cleaning out areas behind furniture and appliances is the fun things you find. Now, my son hasn't played with these in a few years, so how'd I get there? I've never seen this before. And this is clearly something for something, but I don't know what. Should I keep it? Now, one thing I did a year ago is when I did this same cleaning, I emptied out, I took the back off the back of the dryer here. This whole thing I took off, and down here, right, see, I'm not quite sure where it is to tell you, but there's a little, like a reservoir. The air goes down from the screen that catch the lint filter, and then there's an area to catch things that didn't get caught by the lint filter. Or sometimes when you pull the lint filter out, it's one of those long slender ones, things fall off. And so they gathered in the bottom here, and I cleaned it out because it was actually so thick that it was starting to reduce the flow of the air coming out. All right, so I have the bag in the top of the vent tube. The string is tied onto the towel. I have the dryer outlet plugged in right there. And all I have to do now, all right, so I turn on the air. All right, now I'm out on the side of the house and I have to get to the exit. Now it's pretty covered with bushes, so I'm gonna have to kind of dig in here a little bit. But that's okay. Now get down here real low so you can see. Bushes all over. So this is where the dryer comes out. You can see by some of the lint, and it has these little louvers that keep rodents and whatnot from going in there. So I take those out. Come on. And where's the bag? Bag's supposed to be there. It didn't make it. Time to run some more air in. All right, since the bag didn't go all the way through the first time I tried, it got hung up, maybe it got flattened up against the side. So what I'm going to do is pull it back up, make sure it's spread out, put all the string in at once, and then turn the air on again. So it doesn't always work the first time, but this is actually the first time it hasn't worked the first time on with me. Well, it went pretty far, just not far enough. So I'm going to put all the excess string in here so it doesn't get caught up on the lip. I'll shove this down, and it makes a 90-degree turn at the bottom. So it goes straight down and then makes a 90-degree turn to the left, to that direction. So it could have been hung up there. All right. Plug that on, turn the dryer back on. Make sure they're tight, which they are. The bag should be out the hole right now. It only takes like a second and a half to go 10 feet once the air is on. Let's go see, shall we?
All right, let's see what we have here.
Now I left the dryer on, so as I pull the bag through, or the cloth through rather, and make sure you reach in and grab the string, not the handle, not the bag itself. So I think my string's a little bit short. That's not what's fouling it up, but that's why I have to reach in there. Oh, yeah, look at all that. Lots of stuff. That was a good one. Let's see how much is left in there. Looks pretty clean to me. Just clean out all this stuff. on the sides. Not that that really matters a whole lot, but yeah, that's pretty darn clean in there. I think our job here is done. One thing I want to caution you on is the edge of this is very sharp. I would recommend, little cut right there. I would recommend gloves, because it's, just putting your hand down there to stick this bag in there, you could easily slice your finger. And I know you're tough, but why? A lot of lint came out in that last one. Oh, we got a toothpick, got a sucker. Yeah. Whew. All right. That's a goodly amount. Let's do it again. I pushed the towel all the way down to the corner so the string doesn't have to make a 90-degree bend and try to pull the towel down and then around the corner. So if you can do that, that's going to be best. This only goes down about 2 feet, so I can pretty much reach that with my arm.
This is the flexible dryer tube that goes between the dryer and the floor. We see that hole down there in the floor where it goes outside, and this is how much stuff I got out of it. See, there's a broken pencil and a bunch of dirt, and these are all the things that slipped out of the lint trap when you pull it out. The stuff that is too big to get caught and affixed to the lint trap falls down and comes out the hole here, and sometimes it gets stuck in the bottom of the dryer. There's a little reservoir there. And other times it'll go into the flexible tube, as you see. But it's really important to clean that out.
Every project I do, I learn something from it. And one I've done before is no exception. This one I've done 3 or 4 times before. And what did I learn this time? Well, I learned that along with vacuuming the back area behind the washer and dryer, it's also a nice idea to wipe it down with a wet towel or a damp towel. It's also a good idea to clean out the dryer tube that goes from the dryer to the vent pipe, because that had quite a lot of dirt in it that every time I moved it around, more dumped out on my clean floor. Lint came out of there. I don't know why I didn't clean that out first. I was too focused on the running the bag and the cloth through the vent, and thinking about the video, but not taking things one step at a time. Oh, I would also have a longer string. Another thing that would be helpful is to have a second person. So you could have a runner, somebody on the outside grabbing the bag, pulling the string, pulling the cloth through, and then bringing it back up here to me so I can shove it down the hole again. Because I did a heck of a lot of climbing over the back of the dryer. And it's okay because it got me some exercise. It helped reinforce my agility and flexibility, so it's not bad. Now I don't have to go to the gym today, but just giving you a heads up that that's how it's going to have to be if you do it yourself.